Considering that it had already started the transition into the airport this past Saturday, Lotte Duty-Free Senior Advisor and Transition Director Jerry Perez says he was caught off guard by the temporary restraining order filed by DFS late Monday afternoon.
You can imagine how surprised we were.
In fact, Perez says Lotte was going off the transition strategy provided by DFS, following their recommendations in order to not be too disruptive.
So we were going on the premise that, we finally were able to work together closely as shared tenants at the moment in the interest of serving the public without disruption.
As we reported, DFS filed the motion for the TRO, alleging that allowing Lotte to proceed with moving into the Guam International Airport Authority would cause irreparable harm to their company. Lotte today filed an opposition to their motion with the court. Specifically, DFS says if it's required to immediately vacate the airport, its relationship with its suppliers and vendors in connection with the airport concession will be severely damaged.
Any retailer will tell you that in a given period of time, there are a number of renovations and upgrades taking place. This takeover is nothing more than just another renovation, only it's a major renovation effort, right? But so the notion that, closing down part of the shop would be do irreparable harm to the traveling public is, to us, we deal with that all the time.
Other reasons DFS cites as to why the TRO should be granted include if DFS is forced to move out, it would not be able to process product exchanges at the airport location, upsetting the reasonable expectations of customers and damaging DFS's reputation built over decades. Lotte's response, quote, "This is ridiculous," end quote. DFS further notes that vacating would cause major disruption to the lives of 60 Guam residents. Lotte says this does not constitute irreparable harm, adding DFS's counsel had previously noted that, quote, "none of its DFS airport employees are expected to be displaced," end quote. Lotte further states that the only reputation harm suffered by DFS came at its own hand. In the meantime, Lotte is continuing with its move unless told otherwise. Project manager Lino Fritz and logistic advisor Paul Bloss explain.
We're moving merchandise this evening. Training is ongoing. Orientation is ongoing. As Jerry mentioned, we've received all the products of the 13 local vendors, 13. And they're all priced, they're all tagged.
We're 125 fixtures that need to go into the store. Currently, we probably have 90% of the fixtures at the airport staged in strategic areas that need to be, so it's efficiently moved to the floor on that same morning.
And while both Lotte and DFS's attorneys continue the legal battle, Lotte's consultant Tony Scrow had nothing but good things to say about DFS, saying having not one but two businesses will benefit the island.
Duty-Free's been here been the pioneer of the tourism industry and has done great deeds for Guam in all these years. But, having two large companies like this on our island can do nothing but positive things for our people and for our airport.
Scrow adds at the end of the day, his biggest worry is not the legal battles, but the people of Guam, adding he's further concerned about what happens to those already hired should this TRO move forward. In Lotte's opposition to DFS's motion for a TRO, Lotte says DFS has zero right to remain at the airport, maintaining that it is a holdover tenant. And should the TRO be granted, Lotte is requesting that DFS be required to put up a $24 million bond, considering that's how much Lotte has invested so far in terms of hiring and transitioning. Superior Court Judge Michael Bordalio, meanwhile, has been assigned the ex parte judge and has scheduled a hearing Wednesday at 2 p.m. on the TRO. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Quintanilla.